footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunters off the playbook, breaking down an AFC wildcard preview between the Bengals and the Texans. Now let's look at Cincinnati's offensive game plan against Houston in this matchup. Now look at what the Bengals do well. They do a great job of playing out of bunch formations, and they do a great job of moving these guys around. So the multiple formations is something that confuses a 3-4 defense. When they say in those tight bunch type of formations, they could be in 4 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers with a tight end flanked out, but it looks bunched. That confuses the pass rushing lanes for 3-4 defense. So I look for more multiple formations from the Bengals. But I do not want the Bengals to forget about running the football. They can run the football against Houston. They did so very well in the first meeting. If they can get that balance going, they can have some success in attacking these guys. Because you want to take their biggest strength, which is rushing the passer, and make it their greatest weakness. You want to force these guys to be run defenders. And they do a great job of stopping the run. Don't get me wrong. One of the best defenses in the league. But you want to force the issue with the run like you did last meeting. Now you look at the Bengals' defensive game plan. Coming in, I would say TJ Yates is a guy that's not 100%. So the Bengals front four has done a great job of pushing the pocket. And when they push the pocket, their talented linebackers and Ray Maluga, a guy that can do a great job of playing downhill, Michael Johnson and company, those guys have to attack the running game, meet the rubber at the road, and just bang it out right there at the line of scrimmage. So controlling the line of scrimmage is all about playing in a 2-yard box when you stop and run. If they can do so, and remember, stopping and run is about heart and want to, and I think the Bengals can do so if they bring the right mindset as far as owning the line of scrimmage versus that very good Texans offensive line. Now let's look at Houston's offensive game plan in this matchup. The Texans have to come in and they have to make things easy for Yates. They have to make sure they own the TOP. Right now, the Bengals are struggling and getting off the field. That helped the Texans out to a T the first meeting. The Bengals can't get off the field on third down, so the Texans were able to move the football up and down the field. They just couldn't convert in the red zone. Well, they actually converted 50%, but you look at where they can beat the Bengals, it's all about safety play. So I look at the tight ends, the mini tight ends, Owen Daniels, Dreesen, those guys, they have to make sure they do a great job of keeping those safeties in Crocker and also Reggie Nelson in coverage. Don't force those guys to play downhill. You want these guys to cover, and that's where the Texans can't have the advantage. Now you look at defensive game plan for Houston. Houston has to come in and make sure they keep their hands up at the line of scrimmage. One thing I've noticed about Andy Dalton, one thing he does is bird dog wide receivers. And bird dogging wide receivers is where the quarterback stares down the receiving target the whole play, then throws the football. So the Texans defensive front can get their hands up and get a lot of tip passes, and that can create turnovers while you're at home. And it's all about flipping the field position. Now, also where you can attack the Bengals, you have to take away AJ Green. He's the deep threat. He's the guy they want to go to, they want to feature. And that's the reason why Jerome Simpson is able to find a lot of opportunities. So you have to roll coverage toward AJ Green and take your chances with Simpson. And you can't allow Gresham to get free release off the line of scrimmage. You got to beat him up at the line of scrimmage. So those outside rushers, before they go on to Andy Dalton, they got to bang him up, slow down his timing, and that slows off the entire offense. Now let's look at some X factors in this ball game. X factor for the Cincinnati Bengals: third down defense. You got to get off the field on third downs. If you allow yourself to stay on the field on the road, the Texans can walk away with this game easily. X factor for the Houston Texans has to be execution. You can't beat yourself like you did against Tennessee. Execution is vital against a team like Cincinnati that has a very stout defense. So that means converting on third downs, touchdowns in the red zones, no penalties, no sloppy play, and you can win this ball game. This is another great matchup in the wild card weekend. I'm actually going with the Bengals on the road. I like what I saw the first meeting. The Bengals owned that game. They just couldn't get off the field on third down. And I think right now, with a banged up TJ Yates, the Bengals defensive front will stay aggressive and will get that added possession for their own offense. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Follow me on Twitter, guys, at FBallGamePlan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.